Hello, hello, hello. I am Els, and this is Bima's Crafty Corner. This is what we're going to talk about today. Tabs. Everybody wants them, everybody uses them, but not everybody has a way to make them. So, this is probably the most popular one on the market. This is the whale tail punch. I believe it is out of circulation. I don't know what genius thought that was a good idea, because everybody and their cousin wants this thing. But the problem is sometimes when you get it, it doesn't work, or it is expensive. I know this punch originally sold for about $20, and I have seen it up to $70. So, not a good viable option, but there are some others. Now, you can get a board, and you can cut tabs on a board. I have to be honest, though, I don't really like the look of these. The edge on it is not great, but, you know, it is a possibility. You could certainly use this to make tabs. There are punches. These are We Are Memory Keepers, and these are the only two that they do. One that sort of looks like a whale tail, but it's not a whale tail. And it's just a regular book tab. And then one that's like this fancy one with the little thing, but this is a trick. You have to fold the paper in half. You have to get it just in the right spot. Otherwise, you end up with two pieces instead of one tab. So, not fantastic. Now, you can get dies. Here's one from Spellbinders. I got this one from Tuesday Morning back in 2019. And there's five dies in here that make 5 different tabs, which is great. Some of them are kind of cute. There's like a little, but they're pretty much flat on the outside, just kind of different on the inside, if that makes any sense. But, you know, it's $1 a tab, basically, is what I paid for this. And the actual retail on this is $19.99. I've looked. It's selling at $19.99. Now, you can get tabs like these in die kits, and I have to tell you, because I have some of these, I use them all the time. I actually keep them right here on the shelf above me in case I do need a tab for something. These are nice size. They're not bad. They're like about 1 inch wide and about 3/4 of an inch tall. The other option is this. There is a set of dies that cut the whale tail type punch, and it comes in 3 sizes. And this is a great option, but I can tell you that this actually comes from AliExpress, and they're almost always sold out. So, today we're going to talk about how to do that, how to make tabs using what you've got, which is probably a hole punch. Maybe you've got some other punches hanging around, like some corner rounders and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of those, and even how to do it with just your scissors. Okay? So I'm going to get out some stuff, basically just scraps of cardstock. We're going to cut down some pieces, and we're going to get started on this. I'll be right back. So some supplies we can use. A paper trimmer, scraps of paper that are at least as wide and twice the height that you would like your tabs to be. A pair of scissors is helpful. If you have corner rounders, some of these decorative ones, or like maybe one that just cuts a line, maybe you have a regular, those will work. If you have a small circle punch, about a 1-inch punch, that could work. And also a regular hole punch. These will all help you. So we're going to get started on cutting some paper, okay? So depending upon how wide you want your tabs to be, I usually go anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches. All right, so let's do 1.5 by 1.5. And let's do, we're just going to use this piece of paper for something entirely different. So let's cut. We're going to go 1.5 by 1 3/4. I want this one to be a little bit deeper. 1 3/4. Let's do this one at 2. We're gonna make a big one. 2 by 1 1/2. Okay, we're getting some parts here. And 1 1/2. 1 1/2. I should have moved all this stuff before we started. 1 1/2. Okay. So get all that out of the way. So for the moment, I'm going to put this away. I might cut some more pieces here in a second. But for now, we're going to start with what we have. All right, so this big piece, this is going to be the first one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it. And I'm going to put this in to a 1-inch circle punch. I'm just not going to put it all the way to the back. Okay? I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm not putting it all the way to the back. And I'll go ahead and punch that. Voila. A tab. Okay? First tab. That easy. So we're going to go ahead and glue these onto this tag. Here we go. Hey now. Alright. So right there. Glue that on. I'd say it's a pretty fine looking tab. Alright, that's the first one. So for the rest of these, what we're going to do is this one here, I'm going to fold this in half, okay? Line up my corners. Hit it with my bone folder, okay? So I'll use a regular corner rounder for this. Doesn't matter what size, you could use a big one, a little one, however you want to do it. Just round the corners. Let's put that one on our page and see what it looks like. I think that's a pretty cool tab. Kind of cool. I like it. All right, so for the next one, this is probably the easiest of all. We're going to take this piece of paper and fold it in half. And it's just a small piece of paper. And just like we would make a tag, we're just going to wedge from the fold to the open edge. And then I'm going to put that on the other side and do the same thing. From the fold to the open side. Look at that. Tab. We're going to put it on here. Right there. A little bit of glue. Looking good. All right, so the next one, we'll go ahead and take this piece of paper and fold it in half. And we're going to kind of do the reverse of that. I happen to have this punch that cuts a little corner, but you could do this by hand. And just cut it here and there, and we have another tab. We're going to go ahead and get this one put on here as well. Now, obviously, for expedience, I'm not going to be inking anything. Okay, so we put that on the page. Glue the other side down. Wowzer! Look at that tab. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to use something a little bit fancier. So we're going to fold this in half again. And let's do this one. So I'm just going to put this in. Pop that. Put this one in. Pop that. Oh my god, this one's gorgeous. All right, so we're going to do this one on the other side. Look at that. Right? Okay, we're going to do another one. This one, though, we're going to fold it the other way. Because, you know, I like the green, too. And this one, we're going to do like a ticket. Now, if you don't have a ticket punch, which basically just does like a little... I screwed that up. You could just use a hole punch, watch. Just put it in there, snip, snip, ticket. We're going to put this one on here. Glue. Go. Helps if you put the glue all the way to the edge. All right, so there's that one. Kind of a little ticket looking thing. And then the next one is just kind of a free form. You could do this. Fold it in half. Take your scissors and just start right there on the edge, make it around, and flip it up. And I think I want to make that a little bit nicer. Close enough for hand grenades and horseshoes. And that's just cutting it with your scissors, okay? So if you have nothing else, cut it with your scissors. And it's just a little tab, okay? Now, that's some very basic ways to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs. Just cut them with your scissors, using corner rounders, using a paper punch, using a 1-inch paper punch. You could make this bigger. It could be 1.5, it could be 2, it could be 3, whatever you want, okay? That's literally the easiest way to make tabs. Bare minimums. Bare minimum. You want to put a tab on a piece of paper? Let's do this. Just take a piece of this, cut it down to about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, 2 inches, however wide you want it to be. Fold it in half. Glue. Let's put this one at the bottom. This was just a tag I was playing with. It's a tag. Look, it's a tab. That's it, guys. That's how you can make tabs without any special tools or skills or any of that other stuff. Just by using some very basic corner rounders and a pair of scissors. And some hole punches. You know, some punches. That's it. All right. So that's all I have for you today. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that button and subscribe. It helps me out with the algorithm. And, you know, it helps the channel to grow. Also, check out my community tab or my Facebook group, both of which have a video, a listing of everything that I got going on as far as videos and things like that. And will help you to find when I have free classes, when I'm going to be live and all that type of stuff. You can check out my Ko-Fi and pick up some free digitals. There's a couple over there. or you can slide on into my Patreon and see what's going on with that group. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.